Hello guys, it's Terminally Chill here, and this will be my December 5th status update for my channel. Before I get any further, I did want to say I might be a little bit sluggish since I did have a long day at work, but anyhow, we'll dive right into it. So I have been getting back into Heroes and Generals. I did join the Soviet faction this year, or this war. Mostly just because, and I know you're going to say like it's because of how U.S. and Germany the MG42 and the M2 carbine weapons were nerfed, but nope, I flipped a coin and I did Soviet, which it looks like we're actually neck and neck with the U.S. for most capitals, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Although, I only played one match so far since I've been getting back into Heroes and Generals. I have, let me pull it up here. Let me adjust the size. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, and so I'm sure most of you know, or most of you, probably follow me from Heroes and Generals. But lately, I have been playing a lot of Battlefield 1, which I do love. It's probably the most fun I've had in Operations mode. It's the most fun I've had since Bad Company Battlefield 2 on the 360. So I figured I'll show you guys what my stats for that, which is battlefieldtracker.com, and then that's my gamer tag for Xbox One. And it's a really intensive site. It has like literally every single stat and everything you could want, but I'll walk you through a few of the ones I want to show you guys about. So first up is, let me find it, Support. Support class. Support is my most played class. I really love it. And another thing I love about this site is how it'll show your total score and then the percentage, which it looks like I'm doing pretty good on that. And then Tanker, Assault, Medic, Scout, Pilot, I'm bad at all those. Looks like I'm good with Cavalry though. Then it shows, it shows like the dates you played, all that stuff. But for weapons, this is what I really excel at. We'll let it load here. So this, again, trends, it shows like basically every single thing, like melee, SMG, grenade, and it tracks the dates too. And this is one thing I really hope, or at least wish, I can dream, right, that we do get for Heroes and Generals, because just the amount of stats, like the statistics and everything, I adore that stuff, so I really hope we do get that in Heroes and Generals, if not right away, but eventually. So for, and here, it's showing my weapons, and it's sorted by most kills. So surprisingly, I have the most kills with the frag grenade. And then Model 10A Hunter, which I know I'm not. I do use it though for assault. Next up is the Sweeper gun, which is for the medic class, and it's probably, I think it's the one of the few weapons that I like really love because it's its hip fire is good. I'm not sure if you can see the actual. Nope, doesn't show it here. But it's like a good all-around gun, high rate of fire, high magazine capacity, all that stuff. I really love it. And my favorite gun for support, though, is the Madsen MG. I wish I could show you guys the statistics for it. See if I can. Yeah, it's the low-weight one, and that has the bipod. And you might say, hey, I don't have many kills for that, but I've used, like, almost every weapon in Battlefield 1, so it's probably my most favorite gun. I started using it on November 13th. You can see right there, it's the blue line. And then as the time has gone on, it's like skyrocketed. Prior to that, I was using the bar. Then it was nerfed in the one patch, so I haven't used it since. But I still I've switched to the Madsen MG low weight for the bipod, and then the Storm for more close up with where you don't get a chance to use the bipod. And then vehicles, this is I have the artillery truck. I'm in the top 1% with 1.2 thousand kills for it, which is really surprising because the default loadout for it, it's really basic. It's literally just an armor truck, and then with artillery gun. I've spent too much time in it though, 11 hours. And for the rest, for most of these, they're 0 because I don't play Conquest. I only play Operations, which, like I said, it's the most fun I've had in a Battlefield game since Bad Company 2 on the 360. Do Field Gun. I love that. I use it whenever I can with the support class. I'll grab the wrench for it to repair it if I need to. And I mean, most of this stuff is pretty basic. I'm not the best player of all time or anything. But for medals, I have been doing a good job at that. I've got most of these medals from the weekly challenges. It'll show the check mark there. And I mean, personally, I prefer the older, or at least with Battlefield 4, how they'd have the. I'm thinking of the word here. Like where as you do things in game, it automatically counts towards the medal. While in Battlefield 1, you have to manually select the medal, and you can only earn it in the first thing, like this one, Lightning Cross. You have to get 10 kills with semi-automatic pistols before you get this. It's really limiting, and what's worse is it actually encourages people like, here, let me find this one, Order the Sniper Guard. Or no, that's not the one I was thinking it was. It's one of these other ones. I can't seem to find it. Let me see. But anyhow, as I was saying, it's mostly, it can force players in general to focus on only doing this thing in a match instead of actually working with their team to win a match, which I don't like at all. This one, disable for the Order of Augustus, it's disable 3 tracks, and you have to do that first, and that's 3 tank tracks. And for me, it took a long time to get that. I actually got it completely by mistake. I wasn't even meaning to earn it, and here, let me, actually, since I'm thinking of it, I'm gonna see if I can show it to you guys where the clip where I actually earned it. Otherwise, you're like, let's see, videos. I usually use the Xbox app, so I'm not super used to the website. It's loading. I'm trying to keep this as a short status update too, but if it goes on too long, we'll just have to go with it. And I haven't named these. See, these are all clips I need to. Whoops. These are all clips I need to download and edit before anything. I'll see if I can find it. I'm thinking it's this one. This one right here. Yep, that's it, see. Track disabled.
Enemy tank spotted! You see him? Drop him!
Amiens is ours. Your heroes, every man jack of you, all working together. That's...
Yep, so, like I said, completely by mistake. I had given up on the medal at that point. I wasn't even trying to, earn it or anything. And then that happened, so I'll take my chances with it, or I'll take my luck with it. I'm not complaining. So, and so what was I saying before? Oh yeah, so that's my thoughts on the medals. I mean, they're good in general. I've always loved the medals. It gives you something to work for. But when it is something like that, it can actually detract from team play. Into winning matches, which I can't emphasize enough how much I dislike that. Oh, and dog tags. That's the one last thing. For these, I really like that it's better in-game because it'll show you which ones you've earned and then also how many times you've taken it. On the side, it's a little bit more clunky. There's one of them. This is a long list, so bear with me. 21 times. See, times taken. And I haven't earned this yet. It's still grayed out. It's an award for obtaining 100 kills with the SMLE MK3, which is the sniper rifle. I think it's the default sniper rifle for the scout class. And I've taken that 21 times, but I have not earned it yet. Some of these are rather silly. But I mean, basically what happens is in-game, when you get 100 kills, then you earn that medal where you can equip it. And then if you get melee kills, then that's the times taken. Will show up for the person who took it from you. And see, so for medals, see, I kind of rotate around which ones I have equipped. But it seems like almost everyone the Order of Augustus, which is the tank one, which is like 21 times. So people do, spend time on getting just 3 tracks disabled. It's not just me saying it detracts from team play or anything. Anyhow, for all of my Heroes and Generals fans, you're probably wondering more about Heroes and Generals than Battlefield 1, so I'll switch over to that tab. Or actually, let me minimize that. I'm still using the OBS Studio, so I'm getting used to the switching scenes and all that fun stuff. So for my I'm trying to think of what the name was. It's the trailer video release that I did. It was the RBS special challenge video. And let me switch back to Firefox. Since I can't, I haven't figured out how to show pictures in default view with using the Explorer with OBS. But it's basically this picture. There we go. And it's for my RBS special challenge trailer video for when Heroes and Generals released. And I really like that. I did the fancy red text and everything, but then it had a USB drive, which I never got around to. I didn't get in time to do the status update video on it. So that is what I'm doing today. And as I'm sure I'm sure everyone's seen this. They're like, what's on that USB drive? So I'm going to show you guys that. Alrighty, and so this is the same thing. It's just in my Windows Explorer instead of OneDrive on the internet. So the first thing that I really loved is the artwork, except since I can only do that in Firefox, I'll skip to audio. And there, I lowered the volume. It was too loud. I was trying to talk over it and everything. But it's basically the, it's all the theme musics, the theme tracks, I guess you'd call it, which are some of my favorites. There's the German theme, main theme, menu track piano, Soviet theme, US theme. And I would play those for all you guys, but they're on YouTube. You can find them, so I won't waste too much of your time with that. And trailer. This is one thing I did want to watch through with you guys just because of how much I love it. So I'll be quiet while we listen to them. Or watch them, I mean. Yep, that's probably, that's a really good trailer, you have to admit it. And even though my version it wasn't anywhere near as good, I still I still did my best. So did my best with the short notice. And then next up, this is the original Steam release one from, I think it was, gosh, it must have been like 2014. like in August or July, I want to say. So we'll give that one a watch. Really good video. I remember watching. I was on YouTube the other day, or not the other day, but it was like last year, and they did an interview with the guys who did it, for the live action part, and it was really surprising how they had the green screen and the effects and like with the ropes and everything to pull them up. It was interesting to see how they did that behind the scenes. And this one, the Soviets Are Coming trailer, this is one of my favorite ones, and I'll show you why in a minute. This is the part, it perfectly captures how there's these two factions, Germany and US, they've been battling out for, or I mean, at least for, if you count from Steam launch, for at least 6 months, maybe 8, and then there's this new player entering the battlefield. So I'll let you guys watch it. Yep, so that's probably probably my favorite part is where this guy, the American guy, he's through the scope, he sees he sees that enemy on the far bank of the river of the Old Town map, and then his shot misses, it goes past the infantry, and it's like, oh darn, just knew the infantry, but then oh, we got the big tanks rolling in. And then behind it, you got the planes coming in. Yeah, pretty epic trailer. Then this one, Wars Aren't Won by Tanks Alone. I remember this one. It wasn't my favorite, but I did enjoy it when it came out. Yeah, and that's gosh, that must have been like around patent build or something, or in that same when one of those builds, and it was awesome to see. I really did love it. Anyhow, so that sums it up for the trailers. We have, oh yeah, we did the music. So now the last part is the artwork, which you guys will like this. So I'll switch back over to Firefox here. There we go. So artwork. And for these, you have to keep in mind these are some concept art and then it's mixed with the actual footage too, or actual game captures. So I'll be quiet while we look through these, but I might speak my mind. And this is from I can't remember when this one was from. I think it's from when. Let me think. I think this is from back late 2015 with the Ultimate packs, like where it had it had all the characters and everything. I did pick up that, and it had the Paratrooper, and all the classes. And this is a popular one. And this one with the Panther, the Panther G when it arrived. I actually had that for my desktop background for like 3 months, so I liked it. And this is from before they removed the backpacks from the paratroopers. Before then, they had the big schoolboy backpacks, but it is a nice change, so I'll accept it. And then the Weasel, the M29, I think, with I mean, I've never used these. I just use I use, blah, I either use the Jeeps or I can't remember what the other one is called. But the good thing is, how with amphibious vehicles, it's it's a good option to have. I'll say that. And the gas, I never use this just because of how it's so exposed. Like, there's no reason to use it really. I mean, even for planes, I'd much rather hop into like a anti-aircraft emplacement. And the STG, or is that I can't remember if it's the STG or the MKB. I think it's the STG though, because the MKB was just a prototype. This is from Squad 2.0 with Fight with Your Friends. And then that's when the Soviet, I can't remember what, it's the tractor trailer thing where people sit up there. But then it's, for squad playing all that. And so that's it for the artwork. I really do appreciate Reto for taking the time to send these to me. Actually, it looks like we missed some. The release one. And I actually did a Steam artwork, what's it called? Steam artwork of the Bicycle Man. I'll see if I can show that to you guys real quick. It might take me a second. Bear with me. This might be an issue if it's oh, there we go. I'm second on the search. There's lots of fakers. Yeah, it's one of these. It's one of these artwork. I have to find it here. This one. Whoops. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Bicycle Man with the Axis soldier with the bicycle. Oh man, I love that. And then then someone was saying how, not all heroes wear capes. I had a good laugh about it. Where were we? Oh yeah. So yeah, that's the release trailer or release art. And then let's see if we can zoom in. Vehicles of Heroes and Generals Garmin update. I always call it the German update though. Whoops, there we go. And so, this is like all the vehicles, and I'll zoom back in. Whoops. So first off, we got the civilian bicycle, the R75 sidecar, and I don't know why these are two separate ones, but I guess they're different enough because they have see the little stars on them. Kubelwagen, Gaz, the list goes on and on. And it's really nice to see, especially with all the other games out on the market, that there's actual vehicles, and not just, just one vehicle and a few other variants, but there's actual, like there's tanks, vehicles, it's really impressive how much they have, done that, modeled it and everything. And weapons, which is, I mean, when you look at it like this, doesn't actually seem like a lot, but when the real beauty of it is when you you have the option to mod weapons. Like, say, I can't think of any examples, but you can literally go in and using weapons mods, make a weapon that might historically be super fast firing, like the MG42, mod it to where it's 720 rounds per minute, which is not historical at all, but you can up the power for it, the bullet damage, which is probably the second most favorite thing in Heroes in general. To me, my most favorite thing is how you can, sure, there's just these, or not few, but there's these weapons, but then using mods, you can, like, critically alter the gameplay. And this is from the, what update was it? Was it H build, I think? It was the one update, where they changed the maps, or it's the new maps. And with the amphibious vehicles, look at that, you got the Americans up here shooting down, and there's all the amphibious vehicles, which I'm disappointed because I've never seen this happen in game yet, where there's just tons of amphibious vehicles on this one little spot. They're not scattered all over, and there's the ISIS 2 back there. And yeah, I wish I could see more of that in Heroes Journals, and which I hope to see with 64 players, but I'm hoping that comes out soon. Or soon enough. That's a plane. And with the new update, I'm sure you guys all know it's the new update. There's going to be new planes and everything, so I'm uber excited for that. It's going to be really refreshing. And the Johnson. Oh gosh, the Johnson is... Here, I'll switch back to my H&G client. The Johnson is like literally my most favorite weapon for the US faction, because of how it's, when you think about it, it's technically it's like the FG42, where it's a paratrooper weapon, so it has to be 6 equipment points and still be a good weapon. So when I realized that, how sure, paratroopers, sure, it's a paratrooper weapon, but it's available for infantry too. It's almost a no-brainer to for every SMG. I'm trying to find out. It's been a while since I played it. I'm trying to see where you'd see the weapon details. View details, there it is. So for, and the names too, I love the names. So for this is the Johnson, the MG41 Johnson. It's, the weapon stats, technically, they're pretty much fine, 720 RPM, slow firing machine gun. When you look at it like this on paper, there's really, there's no redeeming qualities about it, as a machine gun. But when you look at it, 6 equipment points, right? So keep that in mind while I switch to an SMG. For ease of access, we'll just use the grease gun. But then, see, it's 6 equipment points. See what I mean? And sure, so when you look at it that way, and equipment points do matter, for loadouts. A good example, and so basically what I did do, and it cost tons of gold, but it was totally worth it, is I bought well, first what I did is I bought the bar, the M1918, for every single one of my SMG characters, and I used the standard LMG mod, which is it's light and spring, and then the chrome line barrel. And I mean, I guess you can throw the trigger on since the E update for recoil, but I haven't messed around with it. And so I leveled up every single one of my previously submachine gun characters with bar M1918 until they unlock the Johnson. And I'll show you how. You guys might not believe this. You're like, no, that's crazy. But for every one of my characters on the US faction that would have had an SMG, oh, except this guy, this poor guy, my driver guy. I'm still working on some of them. It's down at the list, I think. There it is. See, so assault infantry. This guy used to have the Thompson, but now he has the Johnson. He used to have the Thompson, but now he has the Johnson. And so, it's not with equipment points. It does matter where you literally, for the better, slightly better stats, weapon damage wise, you have the same, it's the same equipment point cost as the SMGs, and which means you can have the more equipment, light machine gunner, squad leader, pistol, rifleman, all that stuff. And I love it. I can't recommend the Johnson LMG enough. It's truly my favorite weapon. Pretend it's a clunky, oversized SMG, and you'll be golden. You have to, treat it as an LMG. You have to use the Alt key to walk with it. But it's fantastic. Can't recommend it enough. Anyhow, switching back. Yeah, so that's probably going to be my new desktop. And this one. And that's the last one. But I did want to say thanks to all, to Reto in general, that it's nice to have all this artwork. It's a awesome surprise package to have here. Whoops, minimizing that. And once again, my name's Terminally Chill. That just about wraps this status update up. I hope I didn't keep you guys all too long. And my name's Terminally Chill. Thanks for watching. I hope you will like and subscribe and share. And hope to see you on Heroes and Journals. Bye bye.